Carla. You couldn't be later than me. I'm late to my own stream. Sorry, everybody. But it's so nice to see so many of you already signed in. That's just so nice. You guys are the best. Oh, you look at Megan dabbing there. I love it, Megan. Yeah, I just announced that I've been invited by AT&T and AFI Fest to be part of their festival. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to be on a panel on Wednesday. I hope you'll join. It's free, but you just have to register for it. So I tweeted the link. Hey, David Stevenson. And we're going to be talking about diversity and equality in entertainment reporting and in these basic spaces that I'm in. So it's a really cool panel. If you're interested in that space at all, I hope you'll come check it out. And then I'll be doing a couple other things that you're going to see. But very cool. I'm very excited to be a part of that. And of course, we all love AT&T. They sent me some goodies that I'm going to share with you on Wednesday so that you can just see what they sent me. So anyway, hey, David Reyes. Thank you, everybody, for joining. The way these streams work is that I will do the 3 stories of the day. Then for the final 10 minutes of the stream, you can ask me anything that you'd like, and I do shout-outs at the very, very end because people want to get to the good stuff. All right, I'm very happy that so many people tuned in. I guess I did a good job programming today's slate of shows. Also, I've been off for the air for a while. I apologize. I'm very glad to be back and have a good stream for you. All right, everybody, let's get going. Some of you are in a bath. That's crazy, Aaron. If you want to watch from the bath, that's awesome. All right, don't drop the phone in there, although I think it's probably okay. I'm filming at a weird time of day, so that's why the lighting's a little off. Hey, David. And, of course, I'm working late tonight because Mandalorian trailer tonight during Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football starts at 8 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. I don't think they're going to drop the trailer immediately, but anywhere between 8 and 11, this thing's going to go up, and I'm going to react to it and break it down. So I don't like it when they drop these things at night because it messes up my freaking sleep schedule, but we'll just try and make it work. All right, I hope they drop it at 8. That would make my life a little better. All right, so let's go. Story number 1. Boop. All right, so we have the superhero who shall not be named. They're going to have to change the name of this character because she is the name of a terrorist group. And if you try and put it in any of your metadata, the internet gets very upset. I think that might be one of the reasons that maybe they didn't talk about it when she was cast. I thought it was weird that they didn't. That's right, Aaron. Aaron put it in backwards. Aaron, are you in the bath? You're getting pretty chatty there. That's funny. No inhibitions in the bath. All right, so anyway. Dancing Dog says the character had a Saturday morning show in the 70s. Yes, but at the same time, lots changed since then. So you can't have this character be that name. You can't have it be like, the name sometimes means something good. It's got to be a different name. But it was reported that Sarah Shahi is playing a university professor and freedom fighter in Kandak. But obviously, a big theme of this movie is going to be reincarnation because she's going to be reincarnated as Black Adam's long-lost love. Then Hawkman's reincarnated. Hawkgirl's actually not in the movie anymore, but, Dr. Fate kind of is being taken over by a soul of something else. And Black Adam himself is from a long time ago. So you're going to have a lot of reincarnation here. So that'll certainly be very interesting. I've talked about her before. It's interesting. The reason I didn't make a solo video when this was announced was because people don't seem particularly interested in the Black Adam casting. Every time I cover it, people are like, meh. And so they're going to have to work harder, I think, to get people excited about this film. Hopefully when we see some sweet, sweet visuals. But most of the characters, Hawkman's pretty cool, but they took out Hawkgirl, who probably would have been the most popular character in the movie, to be honest with you. Maybe that's one of the reasons she's not in it anymore. Dwayne Johnson's like, I'm not competing with Hawkgirl. Get her out of here. I'll take on Cyclone instead. Thank you very much. But anyway, I think that this actress I think she's a tricky choice. Now, on the one hand, she's a TV actress mostly. She comes from TV, and she looks like a TV actress, I think that from The Rock's perspective, she is perfect casting for him. Very fast and furious. Although I have to say that the actress, I forgot her name off the top of my head. She was in Michael Bay's Six Underground, but in there she was like very much made into like the sex pot character. But she was actually in Good Omens, where she did a fantastic job. So I think it depends very much on the styling and how she's presented. So, oh yes, thank you, Chris. Adria Arona. And she's in the upcoming Obi-Wan, I mean, not the Obi-Wan, the Cassian Andor show is his sister. I'm very excited about that. Lisa says she's a TV actress pretty. That's pretty funny. I think she's a little over-stylized in that picture. She looks very, very much like someone who would be in a Fast and Furious movie or any of Dwayne Johnson's movies. And I feel like, I wish that he would maybe move away from that for this movie because he already makes that movie all the time. And I'd like his DC work to be a little bit different instead of just DC's Fast and Furious, which is, I think, a lot of us feel like we might be getting. I don't think that I think she's chosen for someone who comes from a wrestling background and stuff like that. I don't know how much she looks like she would appeal to women. And I think that is probably maybe a mistake. You want your actors these days to appeal to both men and women. So you need someone who maybe I think would be a little more grounded, a little more earthy. I think she looks like she's, I'm sure she's a very nice person, and I'm going to withhold judgment until I see how she looks and acts in the film. But I do feel that she's not who I would have picked, and it's not who I would have advised Dwayne Johnson to pick to really try and make this click, And it's not anything to do with looks because Jurnee Smollett, for instance, is just gorgeous. But I think that she made a really grounded Black Canary, and for that reason, she connected more than anybody else in Birds of Prey with the audience. And of course, went on to do the same in Lovecraft Country. So, I think that that's something to keep in mind. So let's see. I don't want this to look like, Xena Warrior Princess, which a lot of people loved, but it was very much a TV show. It's a little bit like the CW. Someone just actually tweeted me earlier today, and they were like, Grace, why do you always say bad things about the CW shows? Aren't you a true DC fan? But I would argue that the CW shows are not really DC content, in my opinion. Maybe they kind of reflect the kind of DC stuff that's like the Flash and Green Arrow comics, but they don't represent the Batman and I think it depends on where you approach DC from. Do you like Flash and Green Arrow and like Shazam comics, like that tier? Or if you come in and you like the Wonder Woman and the Superman and the Batman comics, I think that's like the difference. And I'm a Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman person. So I don't like the CW shows for that reason. I mean, I respect they're popular, although I think that's waning, but I certainly wouldn't want this movie to look anything like that. So let's see. Again, we have to see what she looks like once she's styled for the movie. But I don't know. I just feel like, it's not the direction I would have gone in. All right, so what do you guys think? First glance, is this who you would have cast? Are you like, that's her? I can't say her name. I don't want this video to get flagged. Hey, CJ. I hurt my finger. I have a boo-boo. Let's see here. She is very Kate Beckinsale, Lloyd. And Kate Beckinsale has kind of fallen out of favor herself for also being, I think, a little too stylized. Derek says she looks good to me. Barbie Minaj says she's fine. Yeah, I mean, she's not, I don't think she's necessarily bad, but you're not like, and she's very beautiful, okay? But it's, you don't look at it and be like, oh, this is going to potentially be a big star, but maybe she will. But that's my only concern. She looks more like swimsuit calendar casting than like actress casting, which always is a concern to me. Let's see here. Jico says, I must see her act. Yeah, maybe she just hasn't had a good enough opportunity. Maybe she's like, I don't want to look like this and be stylized this way. So hopefully it'll be great. That's a picture of her character in Black Adam there together from the comics. She never really established too much of her identity outside of Black Adam. So I'll be interested to see how the character looks. That's right, Dancing Dog. Gal Gadot was in Fast and Furious. She was a couple with Han, and they were fantastic together. Oh, I love Han. I'm so glad he's back. All right, so that's the first story of the day. All right, let's get to the next one. Boop. All right, so the Batman continues to film and continues to be a pretty darn exciting place to be. Not only do they have Superman and Wonder Woman costumes for their Halloween scenes, but now they're doing the Mandalorian-style filming. That's where you have a the virtual set, but instead of having to shoot in front of a green screen and add it in post, it's projected by a video game engine, so it can move in real time with the camera, so that you can not only film it in camera, but that way your cast can react to it. And I have to say, we are in the future, Juan. We are in the future, baby. But when I watch The Mandalorian, often I would be like, I can't believe that this was filmed on a soundstage. Like, I honestly felt like they were actually outside. It was shocking. It was amazing. I just couldn't believe it. And I still, to some degree, can't believe it, even though I know that's what they did. So, yes, someone just said, Alvaro said, I thought this technology was only for Disney. Think again. Industrial Light and Magic, they've given it a name. It's called Stagecraft, TM, trademarked, capital S, capital C. And so Epic Games also is the one who built, of course, the Unreal Engine. And I think that's very cool that Epic Games, of course, the maker of Fortnite, is kind of backdooring their way into Hollywood this way. They're going to start making Hollywood connections. Maybe it helps a little bit with booking, guests in their game. Although I'm sure it also helps that it's like the most popular game in the world. But yeah, so Epic Games is very much in Hollywood. Now, Industrial Light and Magic, so they're using these for Batman, which I think is pretty interesting. I think it's going to be really exciting. And some people are saying they're going to use it for the Batcave. I'll be curious to see where they decide to use it in the film. Also, with coronavirus, it's probably very helpful not to have to travel to as many locations. You can just create it there. That's right, Danelle, you're getting a little ahead of me, but that's totally right. They're going to be using this for Thor as well. So let me walk you through what Industrial Light and Magic is doing. This is so popular that they're building multiple versions of it across the globe so that different productions can film on them. So the one where the Mandalorian filmed was in Manhattan Beach Studios out in Los Angeles. That's a very popular place. Avatar, the first Avatar film there. Now it's a sound stage that anyone can rent. It's a production soundstage place like Pinewood. And I actually was just talking to someone the other day about they call it MBS, and I had to look it up, and I was like, "What's MBS?" And it was Manhattan Beach Studios. And so now we're starting to learn the new lingo. So everybody knows what Pinewood is. And they have Pinewood in Los Angeles and they have Pinewood in Atlanta. But now if you're in California and Los Angeles, you know about MBS. If someone says to you, we're going to be shooting at MBS, you're like, I know what that is. That's Manhattan Beach Studios. And they have a Stagecraft soundstage there. So they're building one there. They're building one in Australia where Thor is going to be using it, as was just pointed out. I want to give credit to Danelle. Danelle said that. So they're going to be shooting there with Taika Waititi. They'll be doing a Thor Love and Thunder there, which I think, considering all the space backgrounds, that makes a lot of sense. And then they're building one at Pinewood in London. So they're going to have all these sound stages, and so they're really cornering the market here. So that means there will be 3 in the world that you could book for your film. So that means it's going to start getting used a lot. And I think it's fine. If you first told me about this, I would have been like, no, I only like physical productions. Go to the location, damn it. And I do think to some degree you can't really replace that. But I wouldn't want this to be done all the time. But for this, I don't know. Every time I watched The Mandalorian, there wasn't a single moment where I felt that it wasn't real. Did anyone here ever feel that they were watching The Mandalorian, that it wasn't real? That you were like, oh, that's on a soundstage. And they were like shooting stuff in the woods, and I totally thought it was real. Oh, Patrick says yes. Good eye, Patrick. Yeah, it was just shocking. The only time it took me out of it was when I was thinking about how it was not real, but it looked real. I was like, that's not real, but it is. It looks real, but it's not real. This is incredible. Do you mean to tell me that that's a soundstage and that's a soundstage? How did you just fly across the sky? On a soundstage? This is nuts. Like then speeder bikes. And then the real engine just whips the scenery behind them so it looks like they're flying. They put a little wind machine on them and it looks real. And it blew my mind. It's just incredible. Dancing Dog 60, like the cantina would be real, but like the back, the wall, like remember when, who was it? When Gina Carano was in that planet and the Mandalorian, it was like a little pub, and the little baby Yoda had some soup. It's like the back of the wall of the wall of the restaurant wasn't real, but the tables were real. That's incredible to me. It's incredible. All right. And when they went outside for the soup scene, that was inside a soundstage. It looked real to me. I'm also impressed with the lighting team that they're able to create sunlight, so like artificial sunlight. It's incredible. All right. Logan says, so it's soundstage. It's called Soundcraft. Logan, is Soundcraft better than green screen? I think it is because you don't have to, it's more expensive to have your visual effects team have to go in and layer in the background and stuff like that. So what they do here is that they can just, it's like done in camera, which of course Jon Favreau is a big fan of. If you go and watch the Elf behind the scenes, like little shorts, Jon Favreau worked really hard to do a lot of those, visual effects in camera, so they didn't have to be done in post. And he did an amazing job with like the different heights of everybody. It was incredible. Elliot's pointing out that Jon Favreau is basically young James Cameron. I think that's totally true. I think that he really is following in James Cameron's footsteps. And James Cameron's like, damn it! I mean, boy, Avatar 2 better be amazing at this point, because everyone's passing up James Cameron. Avengers Endgame, did it at the box office. There are other women other female superheroes who are passing up Ripley and Sarah Connor. Although I did watch Alien the other day, and it was so good. It really held up. It was ridiculous. All right, so speaking of Ridley Scott, let's go to the third story of the day. Isn't that a great picture of Ridley Scott? Boop, baby. Oh, I covered up part of his face, but who cares? He looks great. That's his IMDb photo, no less. I found some other weird photos of him where he was smiling and it looked weird. I was like, you're not supposed to smile, Ridley Scott. Let me tell you something I heard that's a rumor. I did not care for this rumor, but I'll pass it on to you. I heard that because not enough people are watching HBO Max, god damn it, that they have to bring down the budgets on all the shows. So, for instance, Raised by Wolves is going to come back, but I heard a rumor. It's a rumor that they're going to have to significantly reduce the budget for season 2 to move forward. And I'm pretty upset about it. So I'd be like, just don't make any other shows. Just keep all the money on Raised by Wolves. So people better freaking watch it. So when someone told me that, I made the joke and I was like, I guess she's not getting her eyes back anytime soon, God damn it. All right. So let's see here. Game of Thrones isn't an HBO Max show, Sean. That's an HBO show. And also that's Game of Thrones. I think that exists in its own little special bubble. Yes, I do sound like Allison. I wish that what I said I could make true, and then I would say, release the Batman earlier and raise the budget of Raised by Wolves. I just go whisper all over the Warner Brothers lot. All right. I'd be like, this is what I would like, and that's what everybody would like, so let's do it. All right, so let's talk about this actual story. So Ridley Scott's dance card is pretty full. So he's doing right now The Last Duel, for now called 20th Century Studios, not 20th Century Fox. And that, of course, was supposed to be coming out this year, but it's on hold because of all the delays and with coronavirus, so it's going to come out next year. And that's the big Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Adam Driver, Jodie Comer movie. It's like really incredible. It's a weird story. I'll be curious to see how they make it work. It's like one guy says that a woman says this guy in olden days had his way with her, and so the other guy challenges to a duel, and I'm just like, this is crazy, man. Just, go to counseling. All right, so anyway, after he does this, he's going to do Gucci, the Lady Gaga movie, which also has an amazing cast, including Adam Driver. So I guess Adam Driver is really getting into the Ridley Scott business. Not a bad business to be in for either of them. And then he's going to make this movie with Joaquin Phoenix, who just had a child, was beautiful. He named his child after his late brother, River, and that's really gorgeous. Although, I don't know if you want, maybe a middle name I would have gone with. Is it a middle name or is it his first name? I don't want to, God bless Joaquin Phoenix and his child. So, and also, by the way, I don't know if they're married, but the mother of his child is Rooney Mara. And the Mara family is one of the wealthiest families in the world. Kate Mara is with the Billy Elliot guy, Jamie Bell. And Rooney Mara, it's two major sports families. I think it's the Giants and the Steelers sports families together. And they have so much money. It's insane. So those kids are set for life. I mean, it's just incredible. So anyway, I don't know why Rooney Mara doesn't, she was doing so well for a while, but she's not really working very much. But anyway, yes, Meghan, Kate Mara, and Rooney Mara are sisters. All right, so anyway, Joaquin Phoenix, of course, now has his own little golden statue. And Rooney Mara goes, oh, that's adorable. I have all this actual gold. But he's got an Oscar. And so, of course, he would like another exciting follow-up project. And it looks like he's got one, because he's going to play Napoleon Bonaparte, which is kind of a ridiculous, really good role for him. I don't know about Joker 2. I heard, just so you know, I'm hearing that Warner Brothers is trying to get Joker 2 to go, but, they really want to nail the script and they haven't nailed it yet. So he has to sign, Joaquin Phoenix has to get other work. So he's going to do this Napoleon thing. Is he short enough, Concepcion 30? They can just, raise everybody else. I mean, I think he's just such a perfect Napoleon that it doesn't matter to me. I mean, he's just a perfect Napoleon. Although, as everyone's pointing out, Napoleon was ridiculously short. So, but they can still make it work, so it'll be fine. But it's a great role for him. That's a very famous portrait of Napoleon. And he, of course, before Hitler tried to take over the world, Napoleon did. He was like, move over, Alexander the Great. He was only 5'8"? So I'm shorter than Napoleon. Oh, is that how tall Joaquin Phoenix is? I was like, everyone makes fun of Napoleon for being 5'8". The world is a cruel place. So Joaquin Phoenix is 5'8". So that's not too bad. It's fine. All right. So anyway, it's supposed to be a really interesting script. Okay. Napoleon was 5'6", so he was my height, or 5'5". I'm insulted. All right. So anyway, I'm 5'5", but I usually wear boots no, I'm 5'6". I'm 5'6", damn it. But I usually wear like high heels, or I wear like platform shoes a lot. All right. So anyway, this is going to be the life. And it's also, I'm very happy. It's going to be the life of Napoleon. Not one of those things where they're like a month in the life of Napoleon. They're going to show his whole life. I'm very excited about it. I hope it's like a super long movie. Because I don't know very much about Napoleon. He's one of the few historical figures who's still left, that still Hollywood can conquer. So it's not only going to focus on his rise to power and what happened to him. Remember, he was banished to the island of Elba. Very interesting punishment. But it's also going to focus on his tumultuous relationship through all this with his wife, Josephine. And that's going to be an amazing role. Rooney Mara's like, I don't think it should be Rooney Mara, quite frankly, unless they want no one to see this movie. Sorry, Rooney Mara, you're already rich. She's a very nice actress, and I'm sure she's a nice person, but she's just not a draw, and I would get somebody else. They haven't cast Josephine yet. But I think it's a really, really great project. And it's interesting, because on Saturday, I watched Spartacus again. I watched Spartacus. My teacher in 3rd grade showed us Spartacus, and I really loved it. And so I decided to watch it again over the weekend. It's so long. It's 3 hours. Don't watch it. It doesn't hold up quite as well. The first half is pretty good, but then the second half is not so great. But it was very adult. I was surprised that my teacher showed it to us. He eventually would be fired for losing a child in Central Park, so I can see he was living on borrowed time, even when he was my teacher. But if you watch Spartacus, when you watch it, especially in the second act, it's Braveheart. Braveheart and Spartacus are the exact same outline in terms of story beats. It's fascinating because both films, of course, were huge Oscar winners. They found the child in Central Park. The child was eventually fine, but had to find the child was left in Central Park and had to go find another adult to bring them back to the school, and that was really bad. All right, so anyway, Anne Hathaway's a pretty good choice. Good Days. I like that. That's very good. But anyway, so if you watch Spartacus, you've basically watched Braveheart and vice versa. So the lesson I would take from this is that, and by the way, both Braveheart and Spartacus have, they have strong B storylines with women in it, but this sounds more like it's a twofer, a two-hander, where the female role will be just as important as the Napoleon role. And that to me is very exciting. But I would certainly look at Spartacus and Braveheart if I were Ridley Scott and Joaquin Phoenix to kind of follow this. So very interesting. Marion Cotillard is a nice choice, Elliot, because she's, of course, French. It would be nice to get someone from France in here. That would probably help. That's pretty good. I like that. I think that's a great idea. Joaquin Phoenix doesn't look French, yap damn. He looks exactly like Napoleon to me. If they were like, this is Napoleon living in the witness protection program in the future, I'd be like, I believe it. That's how much he looks like Napoleon to me. All right, so I think this is a great idea. I think it's just could not be a better idea. I mean, if I were Joaquin Phoenix's agent, I'd be like, who's gonna love me? Do I have a project for you? You want another Oscar? You want some bookends here, buddy? All right. So it's 6:04. We'll go till 6:15. You can ask me anything that you would like. It's getting freaking bright in here, man. That's what happens when I have sun setting while I'm Youngie, I have to do my own hair during the coronavirus. And so that's why it doesn't look, it looks okay. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't look as good as it does when I can go to the salon. I'm sad about it. I'm supposed to get my Borat screener tomorrow. So the embargo for Borat lifts at the exact same time as the Witches embargo, actually, which is at noon tomorrow. Wednesday. Noon Wednesday. Thank you, Roy. I haven't heard anything about a WandaVision date. Bruno says, Grace, Disney Plus shows T. You mean the animated ones? I gave you guys such obvious hints on that. I can't. I'm going to get in trouble. My source is already like, you're sharing a lot, Grace. And I'm like, I can't resist. It's too good information. Let's see here. Oh, Raphael. Tatiana Maslany, as far as my sources are saying, is definitely She-Hulk. They don't know what she's talking about. My Rebecca review, I'm going to edit it right after this one. Chico, I'm doing very nicely. Thank you. I think I'm going to have fish sticks. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about dinner. I have a difficult situation because of the Mandalorian trailer. Hey, Luis. Hey, Takaria. Welcome back. Let's see here. Sean says, what are your Oscars 2021 predictions? Mostly Netflix films. Yeah, I think they're going to dominate unless a bunch of movies get dumped at the last minute on streaming. Oh, Scott, you're making deep dish meatball pizza with your leftovers? That's going to be so tasty. Lloyd says, Grace, new Tron and Guardian rides at Walt Disney World postponed to 2022. Yeah, I saw that. And the Ratatouille ride in the Epcot, the French Pavilion at Epcot is also delayed, apparently. That's just horrible. Nothing's going to be, I was feeling kind of bad. I wasn't going to be there for their 50th anniversary, but now I don't feel so bad because nothing's going to be open, apparently. So I think that I'm probably not going to be at Disney World till 2022 at this rate, which is like so sad and ridiculous. But looks like it'll be when everything's open. I hear it's super crowded there now, so that would make me very nervous. Chris says, Jennifer Hudson or Viola Davis for Best Actress. You know, Viola Davis looks like she's really doing a great job. Although I think the lack of sets on Ma Rainey might hurt it. It's like, I think that's going to hurt its appeal. It looks very much like it's being done on a sound stage. Although it is, of course, like at a club. But Viola Davis just recently won. So I would think, but Jennifer Hudson also has an Oscar. Once you have an Oscar, it's harder to win. You could still get nominated, but it's real hard to win again. I mean, you have to be just that incredible to get another Oscar. I liked Fences, Aaron Smith. I thought it was very good. Although Viola Davis is very pretty. I wish she would get a role where she could show that off too. I feel like she's always playing, other characters. Josh, I don't remember if Tom Hanks was back-to-back. I don't think it was quite back-to-back. Let me see. Now I'm curious. Tom Hanks. He won. It was back-to-back. Well done, Josh. 1994 and 1995. Although for Philadelphia and Forrest Gump, that's the kind of movies you got to make for that to work out like that. And did you hear the recent story that Tom Hanks paid in his own money to film a lot of the scenes in Forrest Gump, which is why he's so wealthy? Because if you put money in, you get some of the money out. And, Forrest Gump was incredibly successful. So Paramount was like, I don't know if we can film this for you, man. And Robert Zemeckis and Tom Hanks were like, fine, we'll pay for it. And, Paramount was like, great. So I think Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Lisa, is a very good candidate because of his role in Chicago 7 for sure. And he doesn't have an Oscar. So I think he's going to be in a better spot. It Mentor says Greyhound was a very good movie. It was. I think it had some problems, but I thought it was quite enjoyable. Jico, I watched the Olaf short this afternoon. They sent it to me. It's only 7 minutes, but I watched it and I thought it was quite enjoyable. Also, the LGBT winks and nods with Oaken were crazy. I was like, just come out and say it already, guys. You've been dancing around this. You're dancing a storm up around this. Barbie Minaj, I hope to Five Bloods. I think people are saying that Ma Rainey will be a stronger contender for Chadwick Boseman, but I think it's going to be to Five Bloods, quite frankly. I don't understand why. I think that people are sleeping on Five Bloods. And if they do continue to sleep on Five Bloods, I'm going to be very upset about it. No, not Olaf, Oaken. Yeah, Tabitha, Olaf is too short. Not the character, but the Olaf, Once Upon a Snowman is just very short. It should be like half an hour. Cray, I reacted to the Mank trailer. I thought it was phenomenal. Patrick says, will you see Wonder Woman 1984 in a movie theater during Christmas? No, I would not, because that means I couldn't see my family for 2 weeks. And that's Christmas. So I'd go to the movie, and then for 2 weeks, I'd have to be by myself during Christmas. I hope Warner Brothers would make me do that. I hope they would give a screener. Ben, I never watched Dexter, so I can't get too excited about a new season of it. But I'm excited for everybody else being excited about it. Doggo Mania says Christmas or Halloween. Christmas all the way. Halloween is a lot of fun, but I am a Christmas fan. Like, Christmas. I love it so much. Ari says, do you think that Wanda could be killed off at the end of Phase 4? Well, she could be killed as long as she could be brought back at a later time, but no, it would be ridiculous to kill off Wanda. Plus, there's no precedent for it in the comics. It's not like you're like, where's the death scene? Faisal, I will be reviewing Over the Moon. I did see it over the weekend. I watched that, and you'll see from my review. It's good. We have 4 minutes left. Given by Gabriel, I'm not going to do a Static Shock fan cast because there isn't enough interest in the movie. I'm surprised at how little interest there is in the movie. It's harder to fan cast like these roles where they're going to go with an unknown. Because I couldn't possibly pick, I could never have predicted who they would have cast as America Chavez or Ms. Marvel. Because, it's like, what? That's really out of left field. It's the same reason I can't do a fan cast video for Miles Morales, although I would seriously consider the actor who does the motion capture for him and is the model for the video game. I'd be like, it'll be the video game come to life. Barbie, I think Caleb McLaughlin from Stranger Things is really talented, and I'm excited for the movie he has with Idris Elba coming out where they're urban cowboys. Logan says, best book I ever read. I'll tell you one book I really liked. I read a book about the history of the CIA. It was fascinating. I really loved it and how they created the spy division. And, basically it was fascinating to me because they just had to make up spying. Same thing in World War II with the women's spies out of England. And they were like, I guess we should spy on the other side. How do you think we should do it? And they literally, it's if you and I decided to come up with a spy program. We'd be like, okay, well, you should put a disguise on and you should, sneak in there, I guess. And I hope you make it out. And if you do, tell me what you found out. No, not The Good Shepherd. That's not what I read. I read the actual history of the CIA by somebody who worked there. It was not a fictional book. Let's see here. Disney, I haven't heard anything about The Little Mermaid beginning production. They hired a new director for Marvel just now? Which one? Oh man, I got stuff to do. Yeah, Lloyd, the Mando trailer is tonight, sometime between 8 and 11. Did they just hire a director? don't see any news. Usually people would tweet me that. All right. I don't think. Let's see here. I don't see anybody being hired. So that must have been incorrect. Okay. Okay, it's 6:15. Time for shout-outs. All right. I'm not answering any more questions. So tell me, where is this story about a Puerto Rican female director for Marvel? Who reported it? What's the outlet? Because it's not on the Hollywood Reporter. Good night, Nocturne. I don't see anybody. She personally posted it herself? I don't know if I believe that. Well, let's see. I haven't seen it anywhere. All right. Good night in India, It Mentor. Thank you for staying up. I appreciate it. Chico is in his living room where it's gloomy, but had a wonderful time last night at the sing-along. Platinum Diva is on lunch break in Las Vegas. Oh, I'm so happy to keep you company. Jeff is in Michigan eating some pizza. Bence is also going to sleep after the stream because he's in Hungary. Oh, that's great. I love everybody across the globe. It's so nice. Oh, Chris, I hope your COVID results come back negative. Let's see here. Lloyd says, chilling out in the balcony, enjoying the beautiful weather in Virginia. Oh, that sounds delightful. Tomas is going to have some Chinese food in the Bronx. Dane's at his desk working. Ari's chilling in London. Good night, Super Steve. Bruno is eating a banana in Porto. Scottish boys in Scotland in the shower. Wow, you guys are a lot of cleaning going on here today. A lot of personal cleaning. I'm glad you guys are all so hygienic. Cesar Coronado is taking a bath. I think you guys are just making this up now. Let's see here. Warren says, I'm on vacation driving past the empty AMC theater in LA. Aw. Roy is drinking some coffee in Westchester. Ari is I'm also a germaphobe, Ari, as many of you know. Lewis says, I'm at the barbershop watching the show while I wait for my turn. Oh, that's awesome. Jay Terrell is doing homework for class. Eric is in Panama where it's a rainy day. Hello to you. Let's see here. David Stevenson is sitting with my dog in Wisconsin where it's snowing already. My God. Flavio is drinking a beer in Laredo, Texas. I love Laredo. Is such a great name for a town or city. Let's see here. CJ is sitting in my living room watching you on the big screen in Manhattan with your dog Marvel. I love that your dog looks actually like that emoji. Let's see here. Alex says, hey, Grace, could I get a shout out having my pre-lockdown haircut tomorrow? Wales is going back into full lockdown on Friday. Well, I'm glad they're taking care of you and being careful. And I hope you get it cut short so that it looks pretty good. You can last longer, right? All right, everybody, I'm going to get on that Rebecca review, and I'll see you later for the Mandalorian trailer. All right. Bye, everybody.